Hello, how's it going? Welcome to this live stream. So, this is a weekend stream. We're just gonna chill, just hang out. Uh, you guys can ask me questions. We could talk about certain things. Yeah, we're just, it's all about the fun of it, right? Um, I know um, I did a collection update not too long ago. So, if you have not seen that, definitely go check that out. If you do like my collection updates, what I typically get, for my collection as a whole, so if you're interested, I do, I do have a collection update out right now. Hey, what's up, Andrew Bebe on Facebook? You said some of your friends think you look ill. You look fine to me. Yeah, that's what some people have said. Some people say I look fine. Some people say I don't. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling conflicted on that, to be honest, Andrew. So yeah, I mean, I feel ill, so I mean that when people tell me that, I'm like, yep, it sounds about right. YouTube's hypocrisy is garbage, I guess. What's going on, Shadow Gamer? By the way, yeah, I don't plan on this being a very long stream either. Um, might have some things to do later, so yeah. What movie sequel is worse, Batman and Robin or Die Another Day? It's a good question. Both movies you could sit back and laugh at, so I guess you can find enjoyment and just like I might say Batman and Robin is worse, but I don't know. My mind might change on that. I haven't seen both of them or either of them in a while. I'm saying with what happened to Fabio's channel. Yeah, I know. Um, I wasn't mentioning Fabio's channel though, Shadow Gamer. This is not another tribute stream, just so you know. Hey, what's going on, Livy? How's it going? At least Batman and Robin, I can laugh at how bad it is, right? Yeah, for real. Oh, but yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, Shadow Gamer. I was just letting you know. But yeah, so was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. There's two brand new album releases. We had Deftones' newest album, Private Music, and then 3 Days Grace's newest album, Alienation. For those who don't know, if you haven't seen my collection update yet, I did pick up Deftones' newest album. 3 Days Grace, I still got to pick up their newest album at some point. Maybe at some point down the road I will. There's so much new music coming out. It's hard to keep up with. It's like slow down. Like come on. Like like you're putting out all this music now when I'm in the financial situation that I'm in. So it's like and plus there's other stuff I like to collect too. Like it's not like how it was, 5, 6 years ago where CDs were the only thing that I would collect. Okay. It's like But that's just what comes with the that's just the I guess the consequence of collecting literally everything. It's can't pick up everything. At least not all at once. It's just how it works. But yeah, I did pick up Deftones' newest album, which I'm really glad that I picked that up. I wished time travel existed to Shadow Gamer, honestly. The upcoming James Bond game, 007 First Light, is one of the only few upcoming video games that looks great and I'm excited for. Yeah, I think I did see a trailer or something for that. It looks pretty good. Yes, it would be dangerous because you could affect the future. Now, if time travel existed, you could affect the future for the better and for the worse. So it's like a double-edged sword. And of course, if time travel did exist, you know, movies like Back to the Future would be like a warning for people that think, oh, time travel, I would do this and that, and I would prevent this from happening. But you know, so yeah, absolutely, it can be dangerous, but I can definitely see the benefits of it. If it did exist. Time travel movies, top five. I don't know if I could name a top five. I did like Time Cop though. That was a paid request. I did review that for those who haven't seen that. I did review Time Cop. I did think that was good. Back to the Future, obviously. I mean, Back to the Future, the first film, that has to be um, a top five. Yeah, Terminator 1 and 2. Yeah, I'd probably say those films as well. You might as well throw both those films in that top five. And then for my fifth choice, I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. But Terminator 2 especially. I like Frequency. Yeah, I might place that at five. Why not? Yeah, my late mom liked that movie too. I think that's with Dennis Quaid, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, what's going on, Prison Meddler? But yeah, Frequency was a good movie. Definitely an interesting concept too. Um, what do we? Oh, hey, what's up, Punk Agent? How's it going? Oh, nothing on my end either. Prison Meddler. Mostly just chilling, I guess. Trying to hang in there. You should check out Don G. Corleone's rant on Avatar 2 at some point. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really care for Avatar 2. Like I remember watching it. I just remember being on my phone the whole time. Like this is just boring. Like I just couldn't get through it. It was too long. I I didn't like that character Spider who flip flopped a lot in the movie. Honestly, I think it's worse than the first film. I do think that, and even the first film, I'm not too crazy on either. I just think those movies are extremely overrated. I just don't understand the hype with those movies. So it's like you mean to tell me like there's other movies out there that like that deserve way more attention. And it's like you give all this attention to Avatar. Like now I know it's personal preference and everything, but yeah. Um if time travel exists, I would only do it for good. I would only save older videos. Oh, you're talking about so you're talking about like saving things from YouTube. Okay. OJ, I don't think I've ever seen you before. I'm just tired of this drama. Yeah, no, I hear you. You haven't seen the Avatar movies. You're not missing out on anything. You're really not. I mean, they're not terrible. Like I don't think they're the worst movies ever made, but um they're not all that though. Yeah. Another thing too, I think the MCU needs to end. I am just so sick of I'm just so sick of the MCU movies, and they're still like building off of like different movies and shows and stuff. It's like, come on, the MCU has been going on since 2008. Like, let's wrap it up. Like, can we wrap it up? You know? Hey, what's going on, Lester Bronson? Have you guys seen Weapons yet? No, I have not. I heard it was good though. Andrew. Okay, so I will say this. When it comes to Brian, I did say that, me and him made a deal. We wouldn't talk about each other. But honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna not answer with that one. I'll just leave it at that. Avatar 2, I'll say is decent, but yes, the movie is way too long. They should have cut about 30 minutes of filler. Yeah, exactly. OJ, you're still cool with Brian? That's fine. Don't matter to me. Huh, Larry for sure, yeah. Yeah, I'd probably say so. I'm over the Larry drama. It's not worth our precious time. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I definitely don't disagree there. But yeah, um, like I said, I think Marvel needs to wrap up the MCU. I know a lot of people say it should have ended after Endgame, which it's weird because a part of me does agree with that, but at the same time, it's like Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was the film that kind of got me back into the MCU because I know for some people, oh, the MCU is back. This film got me back into the MCU. But keep in mind, for some people take like a 3-year hiatus from the MCU. For me, when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, we're talking like a nearly 10-year hiatus from the MCU. There were a lot of MCU movies that I haven't seen because I think the last one that I've seen before Spider-Man No Way Home was I think Thor: The Dark World or something. That's how long it's been. So I had a lot of keeping up to do. I'm like, okay, I got to watch that movie. I got to watch this movie. I got some keeping up to do. But then I did. But some bumps in the road, some hits and misses, you could say. I don't know. Yeah, I know Shadow Gamer. I did talk to him about that. You know, I'm gonna try to work with Eric MacArthur. I'm gonna try to work with him and see where it goes. Because I did tell him about some of the posts that he made, and I know that some people were kind of questioning some of the because he did leave some questionable posts on Facebook that people were like, "Why would he post that?" So I'm gonna try to work with him a bit. Like I'm gonna try to set him straight. But that's all I'll say about that. I won't mention him again. Okay, that's fine. Will I do a re-ranking of all of Deftones albums? Maybe. Maybe down the road, Andrew. We'll see. I definitely want to re-rank Demon Hunter whenever they drop their new album in September. Opinion on Deftones' new album? I like it. I think it's good. I might do a review for it at some point. But yeah, this half of the year for music's looking pretty strong. I mean, again, we had Deftones' newest album, 3 Days Grace's newest album. Um, Demon Hunter's going to drop a new album in September. We have Testament releasing a new album in October, Parabellum, which I think will be good. Yes, Andrew, I did hear that 3 Days Grace released a new album. I've been a fan. I've been a fan of 3 Days Grace for years. You know, there's no way I wouldn't have known about it. Is it better than Ohms? I don't know if I'd go that far. The Prison Meddler says I say it's good, but Ohms is better. I kind of feel the same way so far, but keep in mind this is just an initial reaction. Like maybe like months down the road, I'll think I kind of like private music more, but we'll see. We'll see. But right now, I'm kind of in agreement with Prison Meddler. I think Ohms is better, but it's not much better though. Like they're pretty close. Spirit Box, I think, is okay. They're not bad, but I never really got too into them. Between the Buried and Me also has a new album coming out on September 12th. Yeah, I remember Between the Buried and Me. Yeah, that's a band that I liked Between the Buried and Me. I still think they're a good band. Maybe I'll check out their new album. We'll see. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, did well. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. OJ. Why do people not like Gore? I've been hearing a lot of people say they didn't like that album. Yeah, a lot of Deftones fans say that that's their worst. I don't agree. Actually, I think that I think that they've had worse, including their debut, Adrenaline. I Adrenaline is probably last in my Deftones ranking, to be honest. It's a good album, yeah, but it's got to be last for me. How would you rank the RoboCop movies? Yeah, my ranking's the same way. Cole, I basically rank them in the order they came out in, even though I haven't seen the third one or the remake. But I imagine those are not as good as the first two. But the first film is definitely the best, I would say. But I did like the second movie. I thought the second movie was good. Kind of underrated too. Hey, what's up, death metal elitist? Larry the Batman fan. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Larry. Thanks. Oh, No, he's talking about the Deftones album, Gore. I don't think Gore is bad, but there's a lot of filler. Yeah, that's fair. But I think Gore has that album has some of my favorite Deftones songs. It's got Phantom Bride and Rubicon. The last two tracks are probably among some of my favorite Deftones songs. Which sequel is worse, All Monsters Attack or Expendables 4? Probably Expendables 4. I actually did watch All Monsters Attack recently. It's not a good movie, but it's watchable though. It is watchable. Because at least with All Monsters Attack, you can still get some dumb fun out of it. Expendables 4 is just it's kind of cringe, but it's funny because recently I thought about rewatching Expendables 4 because I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot Iko Uwais was in it. I think he's one of the bad guys in that movie. Tony Jaw's also in it. You know, so they introduce new people to the Expendables franchise, but it's like I don't know, still not that good of a movie. Oh, you got the one with the purple cover. Cool. I got the green one. If you haven't seen the collection update, stop promoting yourself. Iced Earth, I never got into. Favorite action movies, top five. I gotta have Terminator 2 in there. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's tough. That's really tough because I know Terminator 2 would be up there. Maybe Hard Target. That's a list I'd really have to think about, Larry. Maybe at some point I'll do that. I think I did do a video of 15 of my favorite action movies of all time. I think that still might be on my channel. So if you're interested, that video should be still available. Yeah, I know some fans didn't like Deftones' self-titled album. I actually like it. I agree. I think it is kind of underrated. There's some good stuff on that album. Battle Axe, Bloody Cape, Good Morning Beautiful, Hexagram, I think is on there. Yeah, that's a good album. There's some very good stuff on that one. Oh my gosh. The big four of new metal, definitely Korn, Linkin Park. Um, let's see, Korn, Linkin Park, maybe System of a Down too. And then maybe Slipknot. I don't know. I think they deserve a spot in the big four. Yeah, I might say those bands. I don't know. I might swap them out for POD, but that's tough. That's a debatable one. What is Knocked Loose? What is that? Am I a fan of Monster? The energy drink? I prefer Red Bull. Thoughts on Tim Ripper Owens Judas Priest albums? I think Jugulator is okay. Um, Demolition, I think it's called. That album it's easily their worst album. So I think the Tim Ripper Owens era Judas Priest is kind of not very strong. When it comes to bands where their main singer gets replaced, I definitely think the Blaze Bayley era of Iron Maiden was stronger because I think the X Factor is a really good album. Tommy Boy is amazing, great comedy. That's cool. Hey, what's up, Ridge? It would have to be Korn, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, and Deftones. That's fair. I just putting especially putting Limp Bizkit in the Big Four is kind of like ugh. I'm surprised you know that song, Larry. They're trying to build from System of a Down. Yeah, Prison Song. That's one of my favorite System of a Down songs. Oh, they're hardcore punk. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really listened to them. Yeah, Deftones deserves a spot, sure. You hate Red Bull? Sorry to hear that. Green Day said that they won't tolerate conservatives listening to them. Well, that doesn't sound very tolerant of them. The loving, tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. Not that the right's all that great either, but gotta love it. I like Denzel Washington. I mean, I'm not crazy about everything that he's done, but I do like Training Day is maybe my favorite Denzel movie. I do like The Equalizer, especially the first one. The sequels are okay. Man on Fire is good too. Man on Fire is definitely a top 5 Denzel Washington movie. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind Denzel. Thoughts on the song Gary Come Home? It's a masterpiece, Punk. An absolute gem. Sludge metal, don't think I've ever really got into too much. And my least favorite superhero, I don't know, maybe Aquaman. I'm not crazy about Shazam either. I don't know. Like Shazam, that was never a character I never could get into. I've always thought the character was really dumb, but that's just me. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. There might be another superhero that I dislike more, but whatever. I don't know. Whatever happened to System of a Down? I don't know. But they haven't released an album in over 20 years, I think, which is crazy. Well, whether you like it or not, Limp Bizkit did impact the genre as well. That's true. Yeah, that's definitely something worth considering. I used to listen to whatever secular music I was interested in, but nowadays I don't. I'm mindful of what I listen to. Larry, most of the music that I listen to is secular, you could say. You got to go back to work, Larry? Okay. The Bone Collector is a great Denzel Washington movie. I don't think I've seen that one. Interesting. Didn't you say there was one metal genre that you dislike, like metal that sounds like it was made in medieval castle or something? Yeah, that's I think that's folk metal. That's what that is. It's weird because I tried getting into that stuff about like 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, and I just decided, it's not really for me. Really had a hard time getting into it. Some of the best riffs one can hear. Okay, interesting. Beartooth, I've heard of them. I never got into them though. I've heard good things though. Yeah, Aquaman, you agree on. Yeah. Uh-oh. Troll swag. Well, well, well. Yep. I can't get into the doom metal music. It actually terrifies me how it sounds. The only doom metal band that I like is Black Sabbath. If you want to, you know, categorize them as doom metal. But that's about it. That's about it for me as far as doom metal goes. Zach's been reading a lot of news and political theory to own Sean and debate. Well, I don't really look into the news anyway, Dead Yellow. I don't care, to be honest. Yeah, Captain Marvel. I definitely agree with that, Cole. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I've seen Flight. That movie's okay. It's kind of a dark, depressing movie though. I do remember seeing that one in the theater. I thought it was okay. The Newsboys I never got into. And I can totally see why Linkin Park is in the Big Four, but they showed up kind of late. Fair enough. That is true because they didn't release their debut till 2000, and nu metal was already pretty big in the 90s. So there's that. What's secular? Never heard that before. Basically, it means music that's not Christian music. That's what secular is. Sleep Token, I think they're extremely overrated, to be honest. I never really got into their music. I've tried listening to them because I wanted to see what all the hype was about, but when I listen to them, I'm like, this is it? Like, I don't think they're that great, you know? Not terrible, but not like people act like they're the next big thing. It's like I just I mean, if you like them, cool, but I just don't see it. I do like Down's debut album, Nola. Hmm. Oh my gosh. Leftist of all levels. Oh my gosh. Savage Andrew over here. I do like death doom bands. If you don't know, it's doom metal mixed with death metal. Okay, interesting. Sounds pretty cool. Any new bands you like? You mean new as far as like bands of like the last 10 years? Not really, to be honest. Um, like the newest band that I probably like is probably from like 2006 at the latest. Probably. I'm not sure if System of a Down is really new metal, at least in not in some way Corn is. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, Prison Metaler. Yep. Oh yeah, I've heard of Team Sleep. Yeah, Crosses. I definitely do like what I've heard from Crosses. Um, their latest album, I think from 2023 that came out, I really enjoyed that actually. I thought that that was pretty good. Not as good as Deftones, but I think Crosses is good. Sleep Token has been popular because their album hit #1 on Billboard. Yeah, but that doesn't really explain a whole lot, you know, like but and that kind of begs the question, why did it hit #1? Oh my gosh. And that's bad. The new Disaster album is awesome. If you haven't heard them, they're a black and thrash band from Germany. Interesting. Well, you know me and more extreme metal, death metal elitist. Not really my style, you could say. I think I think my mom had Twister on DVD, Cole. I've heard that was a great movie. The Day After Tomorrow, I think I might have seen that. I don't remember. I've heard great things about both of those films though. So you got the Crosses album from 2014 from eBay months ago. Paid $58 for it, really? The most expensive CD I ever bought. I don't think I've ever spent that much on a CD. I don't think I have. But I imagine the album is pretty rare. Like I'm sure you can't find it anywhere. It's probably why it's so expensive. I know Tool's latest album, Fear Inoculum from 2019. I do remember paying a good chunk of change for that, though. I think that was like close to $50. But that's because at the time you couldn't find it anywhere. Like they were just selling out copies left, right, and center. Oh well, thank you, Death Metal Elitist. I'm glad you thought that that review was well done. I really tried the best I could with that one. Thank you for that. The Day After Tomorrow stars Dennis Quaid as the main character and Jake Gyllenhaal as his son in the movie where the Earth freezes. Yeah, I think I have. I think I might have seen that one. Yeah, I have heard of Palms. It's another genocide project. Sounded similar to Deftones. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Worst video game movie you've seen? I'd say Alone in the Dark. Um, makes Borderlands look like Jaws in comparison. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. I don't know what the worst video game movie I've seen. Maybe Minecraft, but I don't know. I did see a little bit of that Minecraft movie. It was terrible. I couldn't even finish it. You paid 30 for that Tool album? Okay. Yeah, looking back, kind of regretted that because it's like it's not even their best album. You know, I think Fear Inoculum is actually Tool's worst album. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong; it's still good. I don't think Tool has ever really released a bad album, but it's probably the worst thing they've done, though. Hey, what's up, Rage Master? Oh yeah, I do remember when Fear Inoculum first came out. That album was huge when it came out. I, again, I remember when I tried to look for the CD, like it was sold out everywhere. You know, I think I had like to order a copy from my local exchange or something. That was insane. Like I even remember I think Taylor Swift might have released an album that year too. Shocker, right? Um, and I think didn't the Swifties say something like, "Oh, if it wasn't for all these 40-year-old childless men, Taylor Swift would have been number one or something." I think there was something about that when Fear Inoculum came out. I do remember that pretty well. I just remember that being really funny. You paid 50 for a signed copy of Jugulator. It's a signed copy, so no, I understand. Was it signed by Tim Ripper Owens? Yes, Deftones' newest album has already been released, and I do think it's good. Definitely one of the best albums of the year so far. Yeah, the Minecraft movie is terrible, Cole. I couldn't even finish it. Yeah, the way people reacted in theaters was ridiculous. I don't get it. Yeah. The rarest vinyl I own is Framing Armageddon by Iced Earth. The first press vinyl selling for at least 300 on Discogs. Definitely going to the grave with me. Yeah. No, I hear you on that. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one, Andrew. But I am in Pennsylvania. That's all I'll say. So it is a store in Pennsylvania. That's all I'll give you. Yeah, I never got into Taylor Swift. I have seen Greenland. Greenland. It's not bad. I thought it was good for what it was. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I just thought it was good. Just good. Oh, it was signed by KK Downing. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and Slipknot's "We Are Not Your Kind" also went to number one on the Billboard as well. I can believe it. I mean, Slipknot's always going to do well. What movie franchise is better, Godzilla or James Bond? I'm a biased fan, so Godzilla, but I do like James Bond. So there's that. Okay, Ohio. Yeah, Ohio is right next to PA, so okay. That's cool. I personally feel that a lot of the mainstream bands kind of fall flat compared to a lot of the bands in the underground right now. Yeah. Well, I think for a lot of the mainstream bands, they know that they can put like the lowest effort possible into their music and they know that they'll do well. I mean, when it comes to Metallica, for example, I love Metallica. They've been one of my favorite bands ever since I got into them. But 72 seasons? I mean, who like is anybody still talking about that album? Like if I want to listen to Metallica, I'm listening to the classics, you know? That's just the way it is. Yeah, rock and metal, it's definitely gotten more popular with time because I remember back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, like mainstream pop music was pretty big. But, I think as time has went on, I think a lot of people are just kind of getting sick of that music. I think a lot of people are getting sick of the same, you know, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber. I think a lot of people just kind of grown out of that, and they were kind of getting sick of it. Like the same beats, same music all over again. And I think the samey factor does play a huge role in it. I think people are just kind of getting sick of it. Favorite movie directed by Guillermo del Toro? Blade 2, Pacific Rim. Yeah, I did like Blade 2. Pacific Rim is also good. Yeah, I might say Blade 2 with that one, Cole. Sorry, Prism Meddler. I didn't mean to ban you. Gosh. Can somebody... I'll have to go in and unban him. But he asked me what my favorite Korn album was. I'd probably say either the debut issues or Follow the Leader. But hold on a second. I will go ahead and get him unbanned. Just give me 1 second, folks. Okay, it's saying no users blocked. That's weird. Yeah, just give me a second, guys. I accidentally blocked the Prism Meddler. If you're watching Prism Meddler, my apologies for that. I clicked the wrong dang button. I don't know why he's not showing up in my blocked users, though. All right, does anybody know? Crap, I don't know how to unblock him. Because he's not even showing up in my blocked users. Do I have to go to his channel? Okay, hold on, I got it. All right, that should do it. All right, I got it. All right, go ahead, Prism Meddler. Try commenting again. That should do it. I think I got it. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. There was a canceled Haunted House Mansion movie in the 1990s directed by Tim Burton. For Disney, starring Johnny Depp, Willem Dafoe, and Sam Neill as the 3 lead characters. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like Tim Burton. I think he's a good director. I could see your comment, Prism Meddler. Yeah, you're good. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're good, Prism Meddler. You're good. Good stuff. All right. Yeah, to answer your question though, as far as my favorite Korn album goes, I'd probably either say the debut, Follow the Leader, or Issues. If you haven't caught that already, it's kind of like a toss up between those 3, to be honest. I don't know. Korn has a lot of good albums though. Like I might even throw Untouchables in there as like an honorable mention. Untouchables is one of my favorites as well. I think that album has some of their best work. Here to Stay, Bottled Up Inside. I'm drawing a blank on some others, but I know there's a lot of great stuff on that album. Oh, Hollow Life. Yeah, that's another good one too. Wait, Wansalt? No, he's not banned. Follow the Leader. Yeah, I, if you would say that that's number one, I couldn't argue with that. Favorite shark movie besides Jaws? I'd say for me, Deep Blue Sea. I've heard of Deep Blue Sea. I've heard it was good. I haven't seen it though. Honestly, I might get some looks for this, but I might say the first Meg, is probably my favorite non-Jaws shark movie. But keep in mind, I haven't seen many, so keep that in mind. Path of Totality, yeah, I probably agree with that. Prison Meddler, and you know what? I think that Korn's Untitled album is pretty underrated. That album, it's not one of their best, but that album has grown on me a bit. It's kind of grown on me. But yeah, I am thinking when I reach the 1 hour mark, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, just so you guys know. But yeah, it's interesting to think about what albums will be released in 2026. I might do a video on that at some point, like making predictions on what bands could be releasing new albums in 2026. Korn is one of those bands on that list. I'm sure Korn will drop a new album in 2026. I think Trivium will drop a new album then as well. Megadeth, of course, their final album, um, which I am looking forward to, even though it is sad to know that the next Megadeth album will be their last. And fingers crossed, Anthrax. Hopefully, Anthrax will drop a new album in 2026 as well. And if they do, it would be 10 years, exactly 10 years after their last album. And also, fingers crossed, Breaking Benjamin. So there's that. Do you think some gatekeeping is needed? Not saying it needs to be cranked up to 100, but maybe to an extent. Maybe to a certain small extent, I would say. I think it just depends. Death metal elitist. And hey, welcome back, Rage Master. Yeah, the paradigm shift was pretty bad, but it's better than the Path of Totality. Yeah, that's an album of theirs that I never really got into either. Not bad, but kind of meh. Definitely one of their weakest. Oh, Noctisteum has a new album releasing next year. Cool. Very cool. Metallica's song "Master of Puppets" was on Billboard. Yeah, well, that's such a huge song. I mean, that's no surprise. Which movie is worse, Die Hard 5, X, or Expendables 4? I'd say X. Because at least with Expendables 4 and Die Hard 5, I can watch those without being like disgusted by it, you know? I think Breaking Benjamin will not make a new album. We'll see. Hopefully they drop a new album soon. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, though. Eventually they have to. No, I have not seen Nobody 2 yet. Dragon Shadow Skywalker. Exodus is also having a new album in 2026. Interesting. Hey, what's going on, Anthony? Hmm. No, I haven't seen Nobody. Yeah, I know I've already answered that, but no, I haven't seen Nobody 2 yet. I heard it was good though. I heard it was just as good as the first movie, which is pretty cool to hear. But yeah, I just me going out, I know I got out to the movie theater a couple times this year. I went to see the new Superman movie. I went to see the new Jurassic World movie, but me getting out to the theater, you have to keep in mind that me getting out of this, situation, it, it's very I can only get out very limited amount of times. It all depends on many factors, which I won't go into here because a lot of it is very personal. I couldn't tell you what the worst song of this year was so far. OJ. Hmm. Interesting. Hey, what's going on, Ty? Ty not here. Yeah, hey, I'll be wrapping up here soon, so probably in the next few minutes. I'm gonna try to at least make the hour mark. Oh, Jaws gets re-released next Friday. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like to try to get to the theaters in September as well. I know the Spider-Man trilogy is being re-released. I'd like to catch those in theaters because I never got to see those in theaters when they first released. So yeah, I'd at least like to see the first two. The third film, if I don't catch that in theaters, oh well, it's Spider-Man 3. Not as good as the first two, but the first two, yeah. Yeah, I did review the newest album from Architects. I thought it was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Architects, but they have some songs that I like. Yeah, the Emoji Movie is awful. Oh, you saw it in theaters. I'm so sorry, Cole. I never got to see it, thankfully. Have you heard about the death of Brent Hines from Mastodon? I did hear about that. Rest in peace. I never got into Mastodon though, but that is sad to hear about. I'm looking forward to The Conjuring: The Last Rites in September. Oh, cool. Cool stuff. Do you watch Good Will Hunting? No, I do not. The only good Conjuring universe movies are The Conjuring 1 and 2 and Annabelle Creation. The rest sucked. Oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Nowadays they will make a movie about anything, right? It's like where's all the original ideas? They're just all out the window, I guess. Hey, what's going on, Will Ferrell #1? Hey, we'll be wrapping up here shortly, but yeah, good to see you showed up to the stream nonetheless. Hey, what's going on, Tyrannotherium? But yeah, for those who don't know, I did post a collection update not too long ago. So if you're interested, I have that up now on my channel, a new collection update video. All right, yeah, we have approached the 1 hour mark. So if anyone would like to leave any final comments, now would be the time. Did you ever watch Heroes? No, I did not. Favorite Steven Spielberg movie? Probably either Jaws or Jurassic Park. Or maybe even Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know. It's tough because Steven Spielberg is one of my all-time favorite directors. All right, Prism Meddler. See ya. Thanks for joining. Crack the Sky. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So, to everyone that's joined in the chat, thank you so much for joining. So, yeah, it's been a good stream. It's been a pretty good stream. So, yeah, see you all later. So, have a good evening and take care. See ya.